years.
Hello everybody and welcome to Greg's Vintage Workshop, where I'm working to restore history one piece at a time. So tonight we have something completely different than I've ever done before, and I hinted to it on one of my other earlier videos about a month or two ago. It's a TV. It's a 1950 Philco T1401 12-inch set. It uses a 12 LP4 picture tube. It's a 2.1 amp set at 117 volts, black and white. It's one of the earliest TVs that Philco made. I think they started making TVs in around 1948-49, and this is a 50 set. Now, I didn't buy this TV specifically to restore. I bought it about 5 years ago in an antique store because I thought it was cool looking. And at that time I wasn't restoring anything. And I knew I'd never be able to restore this set. So I kept it in my garage. I put it in my attic. We had a yard sale. I tried to sell it in the yard sale for like 20 bucks. Couldn't even sell it for 20 bucks. So I just kept it. Well, I've been watching Bob Anderson. You all probably know Bob Anderson if you watch the electronic videos. If not, you need to check him out because he is one of the smartest men I've ever seen regarding televisions. He does a lot of predictive sets and things such as that. Well, after watching him for the last 4 years and watching him teach us, because he's a very good teacher, I've decided that I'm going to go ahead and try and take on this set because I can't make it worse than it is, because right now it doesn't work at all, obviously. I think it's even missing some parts possibly. But it is not doing any good just sitting in my attic of my garage. And I'm not taking it to a dump. So, I mean, if you look at the intro in my YouTube channel, you'll see that I say I'm a jack of all trades, master of none. And if it's not broke, I can certainly make it worse. Or if it is broke, I can still make it worse. So, I figured the worst I can do is it won't work. I'll just spend a lot of time and money on it and it still won't work. This is going to be a slow project because I'm going to take my time. It's got a lot of components in it. And over time we'll get to the point where I'll probably attempt to fire it up, see what it does. But I got a lot of work ahead of me, so without further ado, let's take a look at this old set. Okay, so there she is. It's the 1950 Philco T1104 12-inch television in all of its unglory. It's actually, the cabinet wise, is not that bad. That's one of the reasons I picked it up in the antique store. Let me turn around and get you into taking a closer look at it. It's on the floor. This is a very heavy TV, weighs probably 100 pounds easily, if not more. Therefore I have it on a cart here. So bring this around, hopefully keep you in the screen. Zoom in some. So the knobs are not the original knobs. They're not even close to being the correct knobs at all. I think it's just something somebody threw on it. But you know, and overall it's not in that bad a shape on the cabinet. Let me spin it around a little bit here. That side, it's got some scratches and nicks on it, but overall not in horrible shape. I think that touch up pretty good. That's that side. This side's better. This side's just got a couple little nicks here, a little bit down there. And I don't think I can show you the top very easy without picking the camera up, so we'll save it. That's the back. I don't know what that is. The back was falling off of it. I ran a screw here and here. that's that. So it's pretty cruddy in there, as you can see. That must be maybe one of the original knobs laying inside there. No idea what that is. Looks like a missing electrolytic can. It went there. Let me get you in a little bit. That's kind of a look. Let's just take you off the pedestal. Alright, so let's see here. So there's a good shot of the picture tube. And got a big honking transformer here. That thing, big. Kind of dirty inside there. High voltage box is at least there, although it looks like somebody's jacked with it because there's no screws. It's just sitting there. Actually, that's bent too. I have no idea. Something tore up there. I don't know if the mice got to it or... Yeah, I don't know. It might be a lost cause, but I figured we see if there's anything at all we can do with it. Got a little sticker, 10784. Anyway, got some braces here holding the picture tube housing. So the chassis might come out and leave the tube in place, possibly. Anyhow, we'll get the chassis out and get it up on the workbench. Get a closer look at it. Alright, here's the bottom of this 1950 T1401 television. It looks pretty original, but it also looks like it's had work done, because this capacitor here does not look original to me. It's also got some ooies on it. This capacitor here doesn't look original to me because it's a mighty midget. This one's a Philco. This one's a Philco. Most of the rest of them are Philcos. This one I don't see a name on. I'm not sure about this one. It's definitely tight, and definitely got plenty of electrolytics that are going to have to be changed out. But I think I added up the electrolytics, and for me to get them from Mauser was going to be about $50, so I'm not going to invest $50 until I know that there's a possibility that maybe I can get some life out of this old set. Because that's just those. I've still got all kinds of capacitors and resistors. That's capacitor, you know, got all kinds of capacitors in here. And they're not easy to get to, capacitors, so we're talking a lot of work. So, yeah, a lot of work. Very tight. That's the tuner under there. That's a shield. It's funny because in the diagram that I got, it don't show the shield on there, but it's got a shield here. But if I can do a slow power up and get the tube to light up, the tubes to light up, that'll tell me a lot of this is working, and that might give me the incentive to go ahead and do the rest of it. But yeah, so I'll let you guys see it. Very tight. Looks like we got a can dome up here. Okay, so I got the chassis pulled out of the cabinet, and this is the first look of it out. It's not, I mean, it's dirty, but it's not rusty. It don't look rusty anyway. At least not on the top or the sides that I can see. It might have a little bit of rust here and there and yonder. There's a little, maybe a little bit right there. Speaker looks to be in really good shape if I don't put my finger through it. There's a connector here coming out of that yoke there that I believe plugs in right here. I see a, looks like a 3-pin socket of some sort there, and another pin socket over here, another 3-pin socket right here. We'll have to figure out that stuff. There's where that electrolytic is missing. It's got lockable tubes here. Looks like the 7 or 9-pin tubes over here. Rust on the transformer, obviously. Here's the high voltage can. There's the little plug that went into the picture tube. Like I said, this is bent. Take a look inside there. Hopefully everything looks good. Right there, kind of iffy looking there. But for first look, I mean, it looks like it's all there and intact other than that missing electrolytic. There's in there. I think the next step is going to be to go ahead and check the picture tube and see if it's okay. If it's no good, then I'm not going to do anything with this, because to find another picture tube for this would probably be slim to impossible. Number one. Number two, I certainly don't have the ability to overhaul this TV and probably make it work anyway, so I'm not going to invest a bunch of money into it. If it's just a matter of throwing some resistors and capacitors and other types of parts that I can control, then maybe. But we'll have to see. It does use one of those interlock power cables, which I don't have, so I'll have to get one of those. Anyway, let me get my CRT tester hooked up to this thing and see how it tests out. Okay, so I got my Model 440 CRT tester here that I bought off eBay a few weeks ago, and see if we can get it connected up here. Okay, I turned my overhead light off to try and dim this down a little bit. So, this being the 12LP4, I've got my little cheat sheet here, and the G2 switch should be in the high position, which it is now. And I put it on shorts, continuity shorts. So, let's turn it on. You see a filament glowing in the tube. And I see my shorts lights on, and they're reading good. G1, G2, the left half is on, the right half is off, so that looks good. Like I said, there is a filament glowing in the tube. Let me move you over here. Right there. Let me kill another light real quick. Now you can see it. Okay, so that's good. Now let's go back over to the meter. Okay. Sit there and let that heat for a minute. Alright, so we're going to check emissions. We're going to put it in the emission side. Looks like we're reading good, pretty good actually. So that it reads over 300 and we're about 550, 575, something like that. So that's good. Alright, let's check the cutoff. So we're going to move this to cutoff. It says to move it till the meter just above the zero. Like that. And it is. Go back. It appears to have good cutoff, from what I can see. If we can get it down to the zero, and we can get some bad or some good movement up from there. We're in that section right here. Put you in a little bit. There we go. I want to make sure that we're within the good when we're on that, and we are within the good. So it looks like the cutoff's good. So at this point, it looks like the tube might be good, might be usable. Alright, I'm going to say that it may be good just based on this, but we shall see. So that's the test on the CRT.